Hello students, today we're going to be talking about how to do a spell work with the spirits. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in ghosts? Other spirit beings? If so, you're not alone. Through history, people have believed in non-physical entities of many kinds. The ancient Greek, Roman, and Egyptian pantheons, for example, includes a lot of gods, goddesses, and lesser deities who perform a variety of tasks in this world and beyond. The Celts, Norse, Chinese, Hindu, and Native Americans all look to divine beings for guidance and aid. Christianity honors an assortment of saints, and many traditions speak of angels. Our ancestors even credited the spirits with bringing about natural occurrences such as lightning and floods, and wove intricate myths around these supernatural beings. We already talked about spell working with the spirits and how it can help you in your magical practice. In fact, the spirits may be giving you a hand even if you don't realize it or haven't asked for their assistance. What do we mean by spirits? Well, in a very general sense, for the purposes of this course, we're referring to a non-physical being who exists in another level of reality and with whom you can interact in some way. I know that is broad and overly simplistic definition, but it includes many more entities that we'll discuss during this course. Gods and goddesses, angels, guides and guardians, ancestors, elementals, spirit animals, fairies, nature, spirits, friends and loved ones who left the material world, and many more may connect with you from time to time across the Great Divide. In some cases, you can call upon them to assist you in your spell working. The ancient Egyptians revered cats as deities, but the Celts also attributed supernatural powers to felines. In Irish folklore, cats sit, otherworldly beings, guard access to the underworld and its treasure. Magic white cats accompany the Welsh goddess Sheridan. Images of cats appear on special stones in Scotland, put there by ancient race known as the Pits. Female fairies and witches have long been known to keep cats as familiars. They are their magical companions, and to shapeshift into cats. Do you feel an affinity with a particular culture, race, religion, or nation? If so, you may wish to study those people and their gods and goddesses. If you feel drawn to ancient Egypt, for instance, you may want to learn about Isis, Bast, Hathor, Osiris, or Thoth. If you are Irish, you may sense a connection with Bridget, Sheridan, or Lot, but you don't need to look only to deities with whom you share your lineage to some common ground. The truth is that you always need the right goddess or god for the job. If you plan to call upon deities for assistance in spell work, look for whose characteristics and special powers relate to your intentions. For example, and I haven't put the pictures here, but for love spells, seek aid from Venus, Aphrodite, Freya, or Angus. For prosperity spells, call upon Lakshmi, Zeus, and the Green Man. The Green Man is a pagan woodland deity associated with fertility and very popular in Celtic mythology. Ask Bridget, Ceres, or Lot for assistance with healing spells. If you seek protection, call Artemis, Tara, or Horus. To gain wisdom or inspiration, ask Bridget, Sheridan, Sophia, Mercury, Odin, or Thoth for help. Spells for courage or strength could benefit from the help of Mars, Sekhmet, or Ganesh. Sometimes all you have to do is enlist a deity's aid is to ask. However, you can show your sincere or sincerity by placing an image of the god or goddess in your altar or another place of honor. If the deity has a holiday associated with him or her celebrated, you can also make an offering to a deity like incense, flowers, or gemstones. Make sure that you do a little research to see if the god or goddesses you wish to contact has a favorite. After you determine which deity you want to work with, cast a circle and invite the god or goddess to join you in your sacred space. You can do this alone or with a group. You might wish to devote your altar to the deity for the term of the spell or longer. Light a candle and incense, and if you like, to help you transport you mentally into another level of reality. I'm gonna give you 3 steps, although we can elaborate later, about how to call a god or goddess, because I want to move into the spirit animals which you see in front of your screen. So first, obviously, you're gonna clear your mind, center yourself, and feel your connection to the earth and the heavens. Sometimes we do this by meditating or through grounding. We're gonna allow our intuition and our personal energy to expand and become lighter and more sensitive. We hold your arms out to the side, palms open, as if to embrace the deity whose presence you seek. You can call the deity by name and request that he or she join you. This petition can be as simple or as eloquent as you choose. Some people invite the deity into their own bodies, but that's not necessary in most instances and involves a bit more of a skill. Some people call this mediumship. When you sense the presence of the god or goddess, continue with whatever magic you choose to perform. If you're working outdoors, the deity may manifest through a sign of natural occurrence such as a clap of thunder, parting of the clouds, an increase in the wind, or other phenomena. Sometimes the token spirit animal associated with the deity appears. For example, I always get some kind of white tiger sign or little lizard. A deer is normally a comb apple Diana, for example. So sometimes the god and goddess will speak directly in the form of an oracle. Often you simply feel a heightened sense of energy, awareness, or power if you know the deity is next to you. After you finish your spell or release the deity, many people like to compose a poet or a parting statement, but you can say something as simple as, "Thank you." Of course, you're going to put the name of the deity for your assistance here today. May you return home safely and may be the peace between us. Remember to show respect and gratitude just as you would if a human being had given you assistance in their pursuit. Then open the circle, trusting that with the deity's aid your spell will succeed. Now let's talk about my favorite, spirit animals. In ancient times, people in many parts of the world believe spirit animals live in an invisible realm that intersects with our own physical one. These spirit beings help our ancestors in countless ways, from providing food and protection to offering healing wisdom to predicting the future. Early humans considered these animal guides and guardians as deities, somewhat like angels, and pay homage to them. So what are spirit animals? Some traditions say that animal guides once lived on earth as physical creatures and pass over into the spirit world after death. Other views suggest that spirit beings never actually existed in the flesh, although their earthly counterparts may embody their spirit energies. Still others tells us that spirit animals can assume the forms of physical creatures when they want to and can move between the worlds of ordinary and non-ordinary reality at will. So people who study and work with the spirit animals generally agree on one thing, however. These entities willingly offer us their help, and you can tap their special powers to enhance your well-being. You probably have heard the word totems. The term refers to an animal a bird, a reptile, fish, or an insect with which you feel a strong and perhaps inexplicable affinity. A totem is your primary spirit animal guardian, or the guardian of your family or group. That being is always with you, protecting and guiding you. However, your personal totem may invite other animals to assist on occasions when you need a little extra help, or when you're facing a challenge that requires the special characteristics of another creature. How do we work with the spirit animals? Ask your primary animal guide to make itself known to you. Try not to hold any expectations about what creature will appear. Perhaps you'll see a vision of it in your mind's eye, or sense its presence near you. It might show up in a dream, or you might encounter in a physical counterpart in nature. Trust that it will appear when the time is right, and that the experience will be a positive one. Showing respect and admiration for your totem animal is an essential part of working with it. This creature has a great deal to offer you, so you'll want to express gratitude. You can do this in a variety of ways that you can see here. You can find pictures of your totem in magazines or online. You can learn as much as you can about your animal. You can draw, paint, or sculpt images of your totem. You can write a poem or a story about your totem. You can watch animal shows. I like to wear jewelry or clothing. Like I told you before, I tend to see a lot of lizards and white tigers in my dreams, and also in real life. I used to work for a school that have a white tiger as an image. And my partner had a white tiger on his chest. Coincidences or not, we don't know. But as you can see, it might appear in your life more than once. You can also go to the park to work with the spirit animal, to the beach, a farm, or a wildlife sanctuary, or a zoo. And also, you help by joining animal welfare organizations. Once you establish a close relationship with the spirit animal, guide or guides, you can ask them to assist you in all sorts of magical work. The spirit animals can teach you their unique skills, provide protection, aid in healing, carry messages to and from other worlds, and do much more. So what is a familiar? And I love this picture. No, this is not my dog, although I do have a dog just like it, but it's white and his name is Neutron. The term familiar refers to a special animal, a bird or other creature that works with a person to produce magical results. Remember Harry Potter owl? A familiar's physical and spiritual qualities can help you in spell working. Sometimes a beloved pet might be a familiar, but that's not always the case. Your totem may share its powers through a familiar, but your totem doesn't necessarily serve as your familiar, nor is your familiar necessarily your totem. I hope that you enjoyed this first part and where we're talking about spirits and spell working. I'll see you in the next module, in which we're going to be talking about elementals, angels, and fairies.